I'm always talking about the calming, peaceful side of nature, but sometimes you just need to experience the lightning bolt. You know, the common perception of nature being tranquil and quiet all the time. It's an incomplete picture. Incomplete picture. Society teaches us to avoid anything that's chaotic or difficult, but pursuing what's not always easy, embracing the unconventional, sometimes that will unlock an unexpected sense of calm. Have you ever been a first-hand witness to either something like a powerful storm or maybe a huge, powerful ocean wave? When you come up against something like that that's just so massive and powerful, doesn't that make you feel smaller and more insignificant than you do in your daily life, just driving around in your car? Sometimes the sheer force of nature can ground us, shift our perspective a little bit, help us see our place on the earth a little bit more realistically. And in a way, it kind of minimizes and puts into perspective the problems and challenges that we're all up against and fighting and trying to overcome every day. I first experienced that in 2005. Well, I don't know if it was the first time, but I definitely remember experiencing when Hurricane Wilma passed over where I lived. And as the central, still, calm section passed over my county, I could see on the weather map that, you know, the wall had passed us and we were now inside that calm eye. So of course I went outside to go see what it's like, and it was just a perfectly still, calm, much like this, very much like this, except it wasn't sunset. It was, I think it was morning, but that's irrelevant. What am I talking about? The point is that the size of that eye was like as big as the entire county, and the entire size of the hurricane itself larger and wider than the entire state of Florida. And I'm standing out in this calm, clear area, realizing I can't see the edge, you know, the inner wall of the storm anywhere around me. It's so big. It was literally beyond, it was beyond the horizon. That's how big that storm was. That's the first time I really remember feeling super tiny. Let's do the finger test. Have about 30 minutes till sunset. But the cool thing about experiencing those kind of massive forces is that it also forces you to focus on your immediate surroundings and your immediate situation, your now, your here and now. You definitely focus more on the here and now at that time, because you realize, hey man, I'm just this tiny little speck on this gigantic earth, which is itself very tiny. And it kind of makes you focus on what's going on right now, right here, where you are. I guess another cool thing about getting into some challenging landscape like that is that it forces you into a realization of what level of resilience, what level of rugged individualism do you have as a person. And is that something that you feel challenged by? Is that something you feel confronted, or is that something that you feel accountable to, that you need to improve on? You're the only one who knows what level of resilience you want to carry around with you and that you feel comfortable with. And you're the only one who knows whether you need to improve that, increase that, build it up. Or are you too resilient on yourself? Do you need to reevaluate how much you rely on yourself and start to focus on relying on something outside of yourself instead? I guess the other thing I want to mention or bring up is that the release of endorphins, the reduction of stress, the calming effect of getting out in nature Sometimes you need to get yourself out in a jarring, chaotic, natural environment just to jolt you. You'll get those same kind of relaxing, calming experiences that are usually associated with just calming nature, sitting quietly. Hey, I'm all for sitting quietly. Look at me. I'm out here all by myself on the Everglades levee, looking out over the swamps. Nobody else here. There's no wind at all. It's nice and cool. The sun's going down. Yes, I will say that I am a big fan of the calming, quiet aspect of nature. But there's also something to be said for occasionally allowing yourself to interact with that giant wave, the overpowering storm, the lightning and the rain. Sometimes you need to step into that. Do you ever have to walk home in a rainstorm? Had to do that one time unexpectedly. I had planned to walk home and the weather was supposed to be great, and it turned out it was a downpour. You know, that'll jolt you out of your complacency, and it'll jolt you out of your everyday life is boring life when you have to show up somewhere soaking wet, dripping. Finch, I like finches. So don't be afraid of the chaotic experience now and then. Sometimes we need that just to jolt us back out of complacency. Hey, if what I've said so far makes sense to you, maybe consider joining me for our weekly live stream on Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern every week. I do a live stream right here on this YouTube channel. I'd love to have you show up. There's a lot of great people who come to it. We all talk to each other in the chat, encourage each other, talk about what we've got going on, what kind of challenge we're facing, and it's an opportunity for you to make some new friends and encourage other people. There's nothing more encouraging than encouraging someone else. I don't know exactly how that works, but if you want to be uplifted, lift someone else up. There's some kind of woo-woo magic or something going on there. Well, thanks for coming out here and spending time with me. I'm gonna enjoy the sunset. Watch them pull the airboats out of the water, I guess. Probably see a couple gators. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you in the next video. Robinson 44. Flew one of those in Little Nettie Goes to War.